Sit back and relax, educate and inform. Cozy conversations, drop the knowledge that's for real. Indigo Studio, always in the know. With Hermine Hartman, you'll be enlightened. Up and up we grow.
Welcome to Indigo Studio. I'm Hermine Hartman, and today we are going to have a girlfriend's talk. It doesn't matter what your background is or where you come from. If you have dreams and goals, that's all that matters. That's a quote from the GOAT, Serena Williams. Mentoring relationships are critical. Next generation, there's always a next generation. Mentoring improves and provides advancement that can lead to your growth, to your career path, just helps you all around. And that's what we want to do today, is to have an intergenerational girl talk. So we're going to talk to 6 accomplished women discussing mentorship, careers, sisterhood, and just life itself. We're right in the living room. This is the kind of conversation after dinner. Well, you might also hear it in the beauty shop.
Cozy conversations, drop the knowledge that's for real.
My first guest is Dr. Cheryl Green. She is the president of Governor State University. Afrika Porter is a publicist and a 5-time, not 1, but 5 Emmy Awards for her documentary, Chicago at the Crossroads. And Dr. Domynique Thompson Smith is an educator and a social worker and has an organization, Empower Urban Communities. And then we got the founder of Polished Pebbles, Kelly Fair. And Eva Kennedy, well, we have something in common. We go to the same designer. And she is an author and a certified life coach. And what can I do with Peri Small? She is the talk show host, Midday WVON. Welcome, ladies. Thank you for being with us. Dr. Green, I want to start with you. As president of a college, what changes do you see in students today? It's a new student out here. What's that student like?
I think students are navigating the college experience by looking very differently at their finances. They're also looking at not just can they get a degree, but what can I do to open my own business with that degree? Entrepreneurship, because they realize that you're not going to get rich working for somebody else. They realize that if you seek wealth, and not everybody does, that you probably need to open your own business. I think also technology has changed how students learn in the classroom and outside the classroom. So those would be some major observations.
And of course, the pandemic.
Oh yes, the pandemic. The pandemic has had such a pervasive negative impact on college student enrollment. The last 2 years, the community colleges and some of the universities, almost all of them, saw a nationwide decline in enrollment because it was difficult either to go to an in-person class, which was very limited, or what they call the hybrid, where you go sometimes and you're at home on the computer sometimes, and then there's the online. But because of the digital divide in the Black community, we may have had a computer because we gave them out free, but we didn't have Wi-Fi.
That's it, that's true.
And so that really, and you see students, this amazes me, trying to do their classwork on their phone.
Yes.
Something this big, you trying to read, you trying to type papers, you trying to, it's just, you know, it's not
mind-boggling.
Yeah.
The world has changed.
I heard a report today about how mostly Black and brown students in community colleges are struggling to eat.
Are you kidding?
You know what?
They're
Struggling to eat.
They can't eat. They don't have food. So what they do is cut down on portions, or they don't eat at all. That broke my heart today.
This is nationwide?
Nationwide.
It is a very pervasive issue in higher ed and at Governor State and at other universities. We have food pantries. You can come and get all the food you want to eat and you don't have to pay for it. I don't even think you have to sign for it. You just have to show up and say you need it. We do that. Other schools I've worked at have food pantries. And it surprises people that college students are hungry. But guess what? Financial aid does not pay for your food.
Right.
It pays for your tuition.
Right.
And maybe your books if you're at the right school. But it doesn't pay for other things. So all those other expenses, you have to find those dollars for that. And so that's why we have a food pantry.
Afrika, who was your mentor and what did you learn?
Wow. I've had so many mentors, and let me just say thank you for this beautiful set today, being with all these beautiful women. Of course, yourself, I remember seeing you, and the opportunity came for you to allow me to host your red carpet. I was about to cry. I was like, wait, me? So I've had so many people like yourself. Reverend Jackson gave me my first opportunity to work in the press office when I came home from Bennett College for Women. And from there, Stephanie Gatlin grabbed me tight and put me in the office in the rooms with Reverend Barrow. So many people. My mom, they just have poured into me. I'm so grateful. And it's taught me a lot about myself and about how we have to be more intentional about who we are and whose we are. And when we say we love each other, what that looks like. Because we have a whole world that's going wild.
Yes.
Right? And I believe that within what we can do ourselves, we have to do even that much more. So if we're taking someone to the movie, our children, our nephews, nieces, we have to take some of their friends too. And we have to have real conversations with them about what's going on out there. We can't assume that they understand. We have to talk about it, we have to be about it, and be the example of what it is to be righteous in this world today.
So, Domynique, tell me about your organization, Empower Urban Communities. What is it that you do?
Empower Urban Communities, known as Empower UC for short, is an organization that I created in order to help strengthen individuals, families, and communities socially, emotionally, mentally, and financially. So a lot of people ask, how can you cover all of these components? It's imperative because we have to take a holistic approach in order to be able to help people to truly succeed and thrive. So we do this through educational programs, community outreach programs, mentoring, finding resources and making them accessible to people, providing advocating services for individuals who may be working with DHS or dealing with things in the legal system. So there's a lot that we're trying to cover, but we know it's imperative if we want to really see the true success.
That's terrific. And Kelly, you start mentoring with Polished Pebbles young girls at 7 years old. I want you to talk about that, but I also want to talk about you. You on your website, you have a beautiful video where you talk about Reverend Johnny Coleman mentored you and how you had a self-esteem issue at one time. Talk about what the effect of Reverend Coleman was, your self-esteem, but tell me about mentoring a 7-year-old.
So I'm a self-proclaimed Johnny Coleman baby. And so when you've been a Johnny Coleman baby, you didn't have to do anything but just have Reverend Coleman walk by you. For you to sit in Chicago in one of the country's first mega churches and watch her from the balcony, you were being mentored to, you were being ministered to, you were being mothered. You were being nurtured. So for me, thinking about why do mentoring, or is mentoring something that I should do, mentoring is in my DNA. Because it was very much the ministry of Johnny Coleman and Christ Universal Temple, and it's really the DNA of who we are as Black women.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
when you ask a lot of women, and we ask women with polished pebbles, who polished your pebble? Mama, grandmother, great grandmothers, and they did just like what Afrika said. Was not only did we mentor our daughters and our nieces and our granddaughters, they mentored everybody else in the community as well. So for me, it's a tradition of mentorship. For me, Black women gave me the blueprint of success and mentored me. So it was a natural progression to say, particularly when women started making their transitions. One of the women, because when you got mentored by Johnny Coleman, it's that network. Hermine was for me in that network where you saw her move across the stage and bring in all these dignitaries and important people.
Oh
and so in that network.
Remember that?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
Because you were sitting in a balcony and you were watching the players play and do the change of Chicago, the change of the community. And really, when you listen to today's top ministers, today's top life coaches, it's Johnny Colemanism and truth all throughout it. Wow. So for me, it was an automatic thing because I was also a staff member at Christ Universal Temple, and the Reverend Dr. Linda Shepard was a mentor for me. And that critical time when you finish undergraduate and graduate school, those first jobs where you really don't understand the nuances, the social cues, why they don't really like you, but you loved me when I was in college. Linda, you were welcomed when you came home, but now I got this job and you don't have love for me. But Linda walked me through that. And what better environment to do it in Christ Universal Temple? So Polished Pebbles was a must.
What do you tell that 7-year-old?
What
do you do with that 7-year-old?
The 7-year-old is we do the work then so that we don't have to do the intervention work that we see too much in Chicago in high school. So in that 7-year-old, it's allowing her to explore the beyond the 4 to 6 block radius of her home. She gets to meet all these ladies that are sitting here to talk about their careers, what they do, how they prepare, and most importantly, why they love what they do. And so we're teaching a passion for living a certain type of life. And there's not too many kids that don't want to have that type of lifestyle. So when you teach them communication skills, character, thinking about your career is the pathway to do it. You got the buy-in at 7, 8, 9, and that's when girls are deciding in 3rd through 5th grade. Girls do this, boys do this. So if we are sealing the deal and say, think about picking up a sledgehammer, or think about picking up, and being a welder, and thinking about STEM careers in 3rd through 5th grade, then it's a possibility because we created experiences through job shadowing and things like that where, this is who I am. This is what I should be doing.
So you start planting, you're planting seeds.
You're planting the seeds so they're a better middle school student, and the middle school student becomes a better high school freshman, and the high school freshman then becomes a better high school student. That means the final product that gets to Dr. Cheryl is ready to go.
We got to get to Dr. Cheryl.
It's a pipeline. It's a pipeline.
Conversations, drop the knowledge that's for real. Indigo Studio.
How dependable is your power? As dependable as 2 a.m. wake-up calls. Grandpa showing up an hour early. And perfect timing. Because you can count on ComEd to keep the lights on and keep you informed. So your electric service is as dependable as sleepless nights.
The sun has risen, the pride has returned, and the time has come to join the circle of life at The Lion King.
Now playing at the Cadillac Palace Theater through January 14th. Get tickets at BroadwayandChicago.com.
Our goal is to see you become effective leaders,
to support your passions,
and help your community. So whether you're pursuing an undergraduate degree or transferring from another school, our goal
is to see you accomplish yours.
Don't miss your chance to see The Lion King, one of the most awe-inspiring productions ever brought to life on stage.
Now playing at the Cadillac Palace Theater through January 14th. Get tickets at BroadwayandChicago.com.
Cozy conversations, drop the knowledge that's for real.
And so, Eva, what life coaching do you offer to young women?
Well, actually, I'm a business and life coach, but I wanted to just tap into something you said. When I first came to Chicago, CUT was one of the first churches I attended. I have her books. It works if you work it. I have those books, so I know what it's like. But I work primarily with women, young adult women, and women that are at that point in their lives where I call midlife transition. They're at that point where all of a sudden one day they wake up and they just start questioning their lives. what am I doing? Why am I doing it? Am I fulfilled? Why am I not fulfilled? What is it that I really want to do? What's important to do? What's important to me? Am I honoring my values? What are my values? And usually those are the type of women that I work with, and what I help them do, first of all, clarify what is it that you want. And they're seeking fulfillment, they're seeking happiness, but most of them can't define it. So I help them clarify what it is that they want and then build confidence and actionable steps so they can achieve what it is they desire.
Peri, you're on the radio every single day, tackling issues, problems, concerns. What do you hear from young women?
What I'm hearing there is so interesting. We had a girl, 17 years old, and one of the listeners had brought her on the show. And I spoke to this girl for an hour and a half. She's so angry. They are angry, and they have reason to be angry.
Yes, they do.
Well, they have a reason to be angry.
Angry about yes, what? They do.
This is what they're saying. You all don't listen to us. Wow. They said, you don't listen to us. And then I'm thinking towards the end, because she got rather aggressive, I said, because you're not listening either. Yeah. But they have so much trauma. And even the women that call in, adult women, some angry women out here. And I don't know if they have a reason or they need you, Eva. They need life coaching. Like what I was saying before we had this discussion, I have wonderful friends. I have a great support system. They don't have a great support system. They don't have mentors. You cannot get, every successful woman that I have met, black woman, has had mentors. That's right. Well, I do a segment that is sponsored by Wintrust. It's called Her Wintrust. I am amazed at black women. Right. These women are happy. I asked them, what did you sacrifice? They're like, well, not much. Are you married? You have kids? Nope. I'm not married. I don't have kids, never have been married. I've never been happier in my life. You've got to love yourself before anybody loves you.
It's very important, and you all are saying something that really hits home with me when you say, these girls are angry. Because a lot of us come from traumatic backgrounds. All of us, unfortunately, did not grow up with mentors, and we were not all raised in church. So there's so many things that I'm just being introduced to in my adult life. Sister Afrika is my first mentor, and I am 35 years old. Wow. And this has been taking place for 2 to 3 years.
Awesome.
And it's such a blessing, and just learning about networking, but just as you mentioned, just that anger and dealing with that trauma and knowing the importance of connecting with other women, whether they are mentors, life coach, out here fighting to change the world through social justice and agape love, or in your educational institution, or using their platform in order to shed light on all of these topics for over 30 years.
But many of these young women don't have the interpersonal skills or do not know how to connect with other women.
Conversations, drop the knowledge that's for real. Indigo Studio.
How dependable is your power? As dependable as 2 a.m. wake-up calls. Grandpa showing up an hour early. And perfect timing. Because you can count on ComEd to keep the lights on and keep you informed. So your electric service is as dependable as sleepless nights.
The sun has risen, the pride has returned, and the time has come to join the circle of life at the Lion King.
Now playing at the Cadillac Palace Theater through January 14th. Get tickets at BroadwayandChicago.com.
Our goal is to see you become effective leaders
To support your passions
and help your community. So whether you're pursuing an undergraduate degree or transferring from another school, our goal
Our goal
is to see you accomplish yours.
Don't miss your chance to see The Lion King, one of the most awe-inspiring productions ever brought to life on stage.
Now playing at the Cadillac Palace Theater through January 14th. Get tickets at BroadwayandChicago.com.
Cozy conversations, drop the knowledge that's for real.
Mentoring, it's complex. You sometimes are being mentored and you have no idea that you're being mentored.
That's right.
You don't go ask, Dr. Green, could you mentor me, please? It doesn't happen like that. It happens where Dr. Green might see somebody
and see something
and
in
say,
them.
I see something over there. And you might say, come here, let me tell you this, let me tell you that. It has happened with you. I've watched it happen with you. Kelly, I'm listening to you. I don't want to cry, but John was such a powerhouse for so many people. And it wasn't always direct. It was lead by example. We are losing that with these kids. And I don't know if we're not reaching out or if they are not reaching in.
Or maybe we just don't know how to do it.
Part of it is, number one, they don't know how to ask for help. First of all, we're talking about young people here. Even as an adult, I didn't know how to ask for help. I was telling Kelly, I grew up an emotional prisoner holding myself hostage, and I didn't even realize it. It was through coaching that I realized it, but we have to create that space and place for young people to come and have conversation, and so that they don't feel like they're judged or being compared to other people. I'm sorry.
Behind anger is hurt. There is hurt behind anger.
You said it earlier. You said some of these women have a reason to be angry.
Yeah, most of them do. Most of them do. She talked about trauma. We talked about lack of appropriate and healthy networks and relationships and opportunities and being treated as certain. That can lead to being hurt. And not being listened to is one of the most powerful social punishments. There are societies where they punish people in other countries by not listening to them. They banish them somewhere by themselves and no one listens to them.
But that
they
sound
eventually die. Not
being
being listened to is.
We're talking about forming external mental relationships, but the relationships within the families, the Black families, it's not there. So you can't connect because you haven't been taught and modeled that in the home, because the mama was not taught and modeled that either.
Where there's
And so-
intergenerational hurt.
Absolutely.
And if you don't get the healing and the therapy and the support and the nurturing and the mentoring, then you just teach what you know.
But a lot of our hurt is connected to our trauma. A lot of the trauma is connected to the hurt. We intentionally have to go out of our way to connect with our young people and find out what the needs are and how we can be of service to them.
You know, the other thing is, and I'm looking at all of you beautiful women, and there's so many Black women, they're accomplished, but they feel invisible. They feel invisible.
Feel valued.
And they don't feel valued. We're living history now. We're in so many different spaces where chancellors and presidents of universities and colleges. We're entrepreneurs, we're filmmakers.
Let me ask a question of everybody.
Go ahead.
Do you mentor someone?
Absolutely. I've been mentoring women since I was in my 20s.
You mentor someone?
Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am.
You do. That's your job?
Always.
I mentor the people that listen to the radio.
So it's the first thing you got to do is be conscious of it to do it.
Right.
You can't just wait for somebody to jump in your lap.
And I'm serious when I said that. I mentor people that call that radio station on a regular basis. My whole purpose. See, you have to know your purpose too.
And that's how I ended up being a life.
Yeah, it takes you forever.
Yes.
It took me till I was like 50-something to know my purpose. Right. But when I learned my purpose, everything that I do is intentional, And everything that I do, it just all falls into place. I'm so glad to have had that knowledge.
I love how we're having these conversations because I think the individual investments that we make in personally mentoring people is key. I think when we say, why do Black women feel ignored? Why do Black girls feel ignored? Institutionally, we're ignored. Right. So we're seeing now these investments, but I just want to make sure it's not just lip service.
Right.
Why?
Right.
This is year 13 for me being in business with Polished Pebbles. Started off with 2 girls, I've served 7,000.
That is awesome.
I've been in 150 public schools, charter schools, public housing, Chicago, West Side, East Side, North, South, suburbs, Northwest Indiana, Texas, North Carolina. Why is it that it's taken me, though, 13 years to get my first $1.2 million grant? The stats are there. Violence is impacting girls, if not more than boys in many instances. But the dollars and the encouragement and the work that we have to put in to say, would you please, please, please invest in girls?
Dr. Green. Go ahead.
The point that you said about Black women feeling invaluable. My question is, are they not valued? And by whom?
We're not valued.
And for what?
And I'll tell you
And
why.
where does that value come from?
I'll
That's
tell you
a
this.
question.
Candace McCollum, she did, and John Fountain, Sun-Times columnist, did wonderful pieces about missing Black women and girls.
Yes.
And I'm going to be very honest. Our former superintendent, Johnson, did not value Black women because there was an organization called the Murder Project who said there is a serial killer.
Right, in the Black community.
In the Black community, there's a serial killer. And the Murder Project is made up of former CIA, FBI agents, scholars, law enforcement, you name it, it's in there. And when this was brought to our superintendent, he dismissed it.
These things are so gut-wrenching, you know what I mean? They're so gut-wrenching. Thank you. Thank you all for being with me, and thank you for doing what you do. And we have to just keep on, doing. You're educating. Don't stop that.
No.
Don't stop it. You're an activist. You and I had a conversation the other day about some people said some negative thing. Don't pay attention to that. You keep going. And I mean, my goodness, what you all are doing, I mean, you've got organizations where you are structurally doing mentoring. Eva, life coach, it's just fantastic. Keep on doing it. And Peri, you stay on air, raise that voice, keep that voice going, and just let me say thank you for being with us today. It's a valuable conversation, and I tell you, somebody out there is looking at this show, and they changed their life today.
I hope so.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Sit back and relax, educate and inform. Cozy conversations, drop the knowledge that's for real. Indigo Studio, always in the know. With Hermine Hartman, you'll be enlightened. Up and up